What would be a hilarious thing to say to a surgeon before the anesthesia kicks in 5 seconds later? Apparently don't worry, I'm not embarrassed cause I'm a porn star. I have no memory of saying this. But apparently I did right before I went out cold for my testicular torsion surgery. I was greeted with "Good morning, porn star" when the doctor went rounds the next morning. I was about to have a bowel resection and told the surgeon that he only had my permission to take enough to make one bratwurst. I also told him that I deliberately let my 6 back calves atrophy so it'd be a bit easier for him to cut through. No joke, they told me to start counting down from 100 and I said, how can you tell when I wanted to say unconscious? But I don't remember getting to that word. My mom said she dated you in college and that you're my... The one time I went under, I asked the doctor if I was supposed to count back from 100 like I always saw on TV. He said it doesn't matter, y'all be out before you get to 75, 199, 98, 97, 96 sir exclamation wake up, it's time to get dressed. I'm not sure if he thought it was funny, but I did afterwards. This isn't the first time I've had a room full of people inside of me. Before my vasectomy I told my doctor, don't go nuts down there. I was given propofol for anesthesia last year, was joking with the anesthesiologist about Mitchell Jackson just before I went under. He started singing Billie Jean to me. I was getting the shock treatment for a regular heartbeat, and after they gave me the shot, my doctor asked me some out of left field, stupid question. I didn't answer the question, but said something to the effect of, that sounds like a stupid question to distract me until the meds knocked me out. All the medical people in the room started laughing hysterically. Afterwards I found out that he uses that same question every time, and one of them had just asked him why he uses that same question before I was brought into the room. He said because it was a good question that makes people think and doing, so distract them until the meds take effect. Not quite the same, but I had an interesting interaction with the nurse who wheeled me in for my colonoscopy. I was terrified to be anesthetized and he said, don't stress, Michael Jackson had this stuff for breakfast. Me, probably why Michael Jackson is dead. The nurse assisting with my vasectomy said, I think I'm going to be sick, and ran out of the room. I looked at my doctor and said that's not the usual reaction I get when I drop my pants. It took him 10 minutes to compose himself. I made the nurse laugh because I said the room and the clock on the wall reminded me of a SAW movie. I have seen a patient pull off a pretty good one. Wanna hear a joke? How do you keep an anesthetist in suspense? I had a colonoscopy, and right when they began administering the sleepy meds I asked, how long will this take? They said it depends on how well you followed the prep schedule, meaning the liquid diet, and laxatives to clean out the pipes the day before. I look at them with a real confused look on my face and said, what prep? Right before the lights went out. I was about to have a routine colonoscopy. They told me to count backwards from 20. After a few seconds I was still awake. I looked at the surgeon and said, don't touch my butt until I'm asleep or I will be embarrassed. They laughed, and it was the last thing I remember until I woke up in recovery and my husband helping me dress to leave. I asked my wife if she wanted to drive home after the anesthesiologist said we were free to leave. He was with the next patient just 5 feet away and screamed no. Just make sure I wake up looking like Chris Hemsworth, okay? I'm a redhead, so I always tell the anesthesiologist that I'm not a cheap date. This came after one told me that he nearly emptied his bag of meds to keep me under for the length of the surgery. I woke up still intubated and tried to pull the tube out by myself. And the lottery numbers tonight are 25, 36. There's another Skywalker.